Hello internet, it's Michelle and I wanted to do a quick little video of an update on Mwah! So first thing I want to talk about is me and my beautiful boyfriend Brandon just returned from a week-long trip on the big island of Hawaii, and it was so stunning. Like, I'm gonna create a whole video dedicated to that, so I don't want to harp too much on that trip, but let me just tell you, it was life-changing, enchanting, spiritual, all the above, and probably one of, if not my favorite trips I've ever taken in my whole life. Now, like I said, I don't want to go too into it because I'm going to make a whole video on that. So the next subject I want to talk about, this is all, I'm so Portuguese. If you're not from Hawaii, Portuguese is like Portuguese, and Portuguese are known for talking a lot. And that is me. I just talk so much and so fast. But keep up, bitch! It's, oh! My nephews watch this. Auntie is sorry for saying the B word. I am trying really hard not to swear. Set a good example, people. Good examples out there. So, anyway. This is a great example for my nephews and everyone in the world to hear. Lately, I have been very into reading again. When I was a child, a kid, a teenager, preteen, whatever, I was always into reading. I always loved books. Computers were for rich people, and so books were my escape to fantasy lands, and to this day, I love young adult novels, like young adult books. I can only read certain types of books, okay? I can only read young adult biographies. Is it autobiography when they write their own? Because it that is so obscure now. It's always just under biography. So I think it's called autobiographies if the person wrote it themselves. Autobiographies, self-help books, and just reference books, fashion stuff, or things on nature and places. Those are the only kinds of books I can read, and my favorite is young adult. I love chapter books. I don't know, something about it, it's easy, it's quick, you can go through it fast, but you get transported into worlds and ideas and different points of view so quickly. It literally is just one of my favorite things to do, and lately I've been obsessed with reading. Again, I used to read books on books on books. I used to go to the library and read borrow 5 books at a time, because 5's the limit, and I would have to go back every couple days because I would just jam through them. That's been happening lately, and I want to talk about a few of them. Just a few. So the first book I want to talk about is actually from my cousin, who started me back on my reading journey. He bought me a whole Judy Blume pack for Christmas, and I just blew through them. But this is a different book he got me, which is the 4 Agreements. There's a chapter before the first agreement, so my brain goes a little. But the 4 Agreements, super good book, really easy read. It's a really kind of small book compared to other ones. It's pretty small, so you can get through it with a long plane ride, or just if you have a day to yourself. 4 Agreements, really good for your spiritual side, really good for your growth, self-growth. The other 2 books I want to talk about is my favorite books. I've read this one, it's called STARGIRL, years ago, and then I found this one, Love STARGIRL, which is a sequel to this one I didn't even know existed. And these 2 books, but in particularly this one, is probably my favorite book of all time. It's a lot to say because it's picking a child, but if you can pick up this book, Love STARGIRL or STARGIRL, start off with this one, please. But oh yeah, and the most beautiful thing about this is it's a first edition. It's just about a girl, but my boyfriend loves it too. It's about a girl, and I don't want to give away too much, but read it. It's very good. David Sedaris. Any David Sedaris book you can read be careful, because he'll make you laugh so hard. If you are in a place where you can't laugh, don't read him. And then this is the last book I read, which it pains me to say because I love Miranda July. I love Miranda July. She is one of my most favorite artists of all time. But this book, it was strange, yes, okay? It was bizarre, yes. It was unlike anything I've ever read or will probably ever read, yes. So in that case, I'm glad I read it. But I hated it. And I usually don't hate books. Really, even if the story's boring or if whatever, I can usually find silver linings of why that book is good. Not this one. It's full of like terrible people with terrible situations. And like, yes, I get it, the humanity and everything, but like, I wanted more. I just finished this one, and when I finished it, I threw it. I was so pissed. I was so mad. So, First Bad Man by Miranda July. Very bizarre, but it didn't fill me with what I needed. Okay? So that's what I've been into lately is books. Went to Big Island. Again, this is a stream of consciousness video, so I don't really have anything planned. These are the books that were like next to my bedstand, so I just grabbed them. But what else has been up with me? Oh, I did this lip today where I did this for the first time, like, you know, your edges. Like, my friend Taj did it for me once, but I never did it myself, so it's my first time. I feel very like Salinas, you know what I mean? My Puerto Rican is coming out. I sound a little more Filipino, but Filipino is Spanish, you know? Mahal kita. Ah! I haven't been in front of the camera in a minute. I was going through this phase of like, I don't know, I really can't explain it. Like, I was just going through a phase of where I needed to be introspective. Does that make sense? I needed to be in my own world because I wasn't used to that yet. If that makes any sense whatsoever. I just felt like, I still feel like I'm in this like new world where it's exciting and it's different and it's kind of like you don't really know where the left and the right takes you. And so I just needed to kind of gather my surroundings for a little bit before I could really kind of concentrate it into this. I really truly love YouTube. I love YouTube. If you look back on my videos, I've been making videos for 10 years now. I think it's 11 now because I think my first video was in 2008 and I just love documenting things. I love, like, I think it's like the part Cancerian in me. I don't like saying Cancer because people go like, Cancer? And it's like, no, like the star sign Cancer, you know? Like, so I like to say Cancerian. Whatever, but it's the Cancerian in me. I'm a part Cancer, part Leo, but there's a part of me that just like is so sentimental and is so like needing to have that tangible form to look back on. But my Leo side is like, girl, we're only gonna look back on the fun stuff. Even though there's like a lot on here on my channel, on like all my social medias that are like somewhat heartbreaking, somewhat like, oh, the humanity. There's parts of it that are like so emo. But when it comes to YouTube in particular, I really like to document things that are either important or fun. And fun is important, so you know, those two kind of coincide. But I don't know, I just love this. I love this. I love talking to a camera. I always feel really connected to you guys. Like whoever it is watching me right now. And if you've been watching me for a really long time, like thank you so much because we share this connection. I don't feel like I'm necessarily just talking to an inanimate object right now. I feel like I'm talking to people. And a lot of times I have really bad social anxiety sometimes. I personally don't like to say those kinds of things like I have anxiety, I have depression. Just because like I'm not, if you do have that, I am not docking it whatsoever. Personally for me, I don't like to say that for me, because then I own it and then I become this depressed, anxious person, and I don't like that, Michi. I don't like that, Michelle. So I like to kind of say like, oh, sometimes I have social anxiety and sometimes I get really sad or blah, 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 blah. But sometimes I have major, major social anxiety where a lot of people get shy, right? A lot of people kind of like withdraw in, become very introverted, become very just quiet. I'm not that type. That's not my kind of anxiety. My kind of anxiety, because I'm putting you probably, is to just talk so much to a point where I keep burying myself deeper and deeper and deeper into a hole that just I can't climb out of. And so I think that's something that I've been working on a lot in like the past year at least, of just kind of like telling myself like, you don't have to talk. You don't have to talk. You don't have to fill the void. You don't have to fill the silence. You can just sit there. You can. And that's something that is so hard for me, is like when I'm sitting or standing in a group of people I'm not too close with, familiar with, or know me very well. I have this need to express myself. I have this need to be understood. And I'm such a theatrical person. Like, this is me alone in my room. Hello? 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 Nobody's here. And I'm this theatrical by myself. So when I'm in a group of people and I'm nervous and I'm scared to be me because they've never met me before, sometimes I can come off a little whoa, you know? And then that is also like another thing. Like, I don't know how we got into this subject, like how we got into the subject of this whole thing, but if there's anyone out there who feels the same as me, it's like I don't get quiet, I get louder. Oh my god, I don't even know. I don't know what to say to that. I just know that I'm me, and that's who I am, and I've been learning to love it. Like, it's funny, because I think it's like the law of attraction, because like when I meet people, I think, don't be weird, don't be weird, don't be weird. So I'm concentrating on weird and awkward, and like, don't be loud, don't talk too much. I'm concentrating so much on that I become that. So I've been learning lately, and I haven't had a really bad experience socially in like a little while, for like a kind of a little while, but because I've learned that like, just be you. Like, you've learned that if you try to stop it, it comes out worse. So just be yourself, because like, if you're you, like how I am right now, just like with my hands and my crystal in my hands and just like how I talk and everything, if they don't like you, then at least they're not liking you. Because it's a different feeling of if someone doesn't like you and you think to yourself like, but they don't know the real me, and if they knew the real me, then they might like me. Like, girl, then just be yourself. Like, then they'll like you. Like, so other than that heavy, weird kind of conversation, let's just end it here, because I've been talking for like 15 minutes. I don't know how much space I have on this memory card, because we were in Big Island, which was amazing. So yeah, look out for that video. This was a mess of a video, but it's weird because these messy, really like talky story time update videos usually do better than the ones I plan out. So hopefully that'll be one of these instances. And I hope you really like the little like look I did today, because I'm digging it. Okay, me and my crystal are gonna say bye now. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your February 2019. We're here. I 2020, I remember being a kid and people were talking about like the future, 2020, and I was like, that's crazy. And it's next year already, 2020. That's insane. So like, anything is possible. Live your life, live your dreams, be you. Okay, I guess that's it. Have a good one, guys. Bye.